Alrighty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, let's get into the TA. All right, guys, we had a pretty ugly day today. We're just going to quickly run through things. We had a nasty spill over here on SPY and QQ and honestly the overall market. Now that I'm just going to start the video off by saying, now that we have revisited these lows over here, you've revisited here on 455.58 on QQQ, you're probably going lower. You're probably testing 449.34. Just, I'm just saying you had a really big day over here, plus 2.96%, and then you had a minus 2.42%. That is not a good look. You had a heavy volume on a heavy bearish dildo looking candlestick. This thing looks like, it's going lower. All right. Just looking at it, I'm being so upfront there. If I'm just going to look at this chart, don't tell me it's QQ. Do not tell me it's overall market. Let me look at the chart. I'm saying this thing's going lower. It's probably going to test that key spot. You come over to the weekly time frame. That is, that's something that we already have seen provide one reaction. Probably going to see it provide a second if tested. That would be the key level to be paying attention to, down at 449.34. All right, so underneath 455.58, we have 449.34, and that is the level that I expect the whole daily RSI should be right around 30, like it was over here, if that is to be the case. And I'm just going to come over here to the weekly time frame, guys. This is going to be a bigger pullback than what we got over here. This is 8%. What we already got is 10% on the Qs. If we get down to that key spot, it's going to be 10.72%. At this point, guys, we probably are getting a thing like this where it's not a full-on thing like that, where you have months, of sideways consolidation, where you go up and, down, up, down, up, down. And then you resolve that with an upward resolution. It's probably not going to be like that. All right. It's probably going to be literally like what we got over here. This was a, 9% pullback. It took 50 days. Guys, we're already, we're on that. Okay. We are already, we're not pushing that so much. Okay. Now that I look at this, we're not pushing that so much. 42 days right there. Regardless, 9% versus 9.8%. What's this other one we got right here? Okay, this was your 12%. It could turn into something like that, and we take a little spill down there. You come over here and take the golden pocket from this whole run. 0.618 fib is right underneath that key level, 449.35, 449.34, and 447 is going to be your 0.618 fib. It's probably going to hold if tested. All right, it's probably going to hold. So that is what I'm going to be paying attention to. If you start taking out these lows, we're just going to come over here to NQ, and I am going to point out, guys, you're already down here just sitting at these lows. You come over here to S, you're just sitting at these lows. Come over RTY, it just looks awful. Okay, you're sitting at these lows. To me, if I'm just, again, don't tell me the ticker, just ask me, Henry, what do you think is going to happen in this chart? All right, I would say it's probably going to revisit this high. That's what it looks like it wants to do. That's 3% lower. All right, that's your play. And then, you play it from there to the upside. Okay. But, oh, look at that. See, we were charting this thing before it ran on us. Skyrocketed. Absolutely skyrocketed over here. Congrats if anybody played IWM. But yeah, coming back over here to the Qs, guys. On the upside as resistance, we have 460.58. And above there, we have 467.65. And then ultimately, we'll revisit 473.82 if we start taking out these other resistances. Okay, but for the time being, I don't think that is what we're going to get here. I will point this out here on the 15-minute time frame, though, which should be noted. Okay, the same thing that told us to start looking for a pullback there. You pushed up on SPY. We'll point out, you definitely had a sell set there, but QQ, you kind of had something very similar. You retest a key spot. Okay, here on the 1 hour and the daily time frame, you could really see this. This is literally where you broke down from, and you wicked up here. Very clean move. All right, very clean move. Minus $16 move. It's insane. Okay, but yeah, I mean, regardless, going from here to here, that's what I was expecting to happen. I did not think you were going to be taking this move, though. I did not. I thought you were going to retest here and find another move and then go higher. And, that with this move right here, this 2% upside move, I thought that would be taking place. But, that was just me predicting. And that was that. All right. That was that. Either way, guys, 15-minute time frame, you had the triple bearish divergence. Now you have a bullish divergence on that 15-minute RSI as you're coming down here to, what I would consider major support. You come over the daily time frame, you're just kind of hovering over here. All right. Like this is literally right here. If you start breaking down from here, you got nothing for another $6. That's a good amount, 1.2%. And you're probably going to revisit that 0.618 here at 447. Like, from here, you come down to here. That's 3% lower than the current price right now. That is what is on the table in my current opinion. Okay. Buy. What do we got over there, guys? You're kind of also just sitting here on that key spot, except here you literally are, sitting on the on the bottom of this island over here. Okay. You literally do have nothing underneath. Okay. 540.30 is your support. Underneath there, guys, you have potential to come down here to 536.89, which, that's $3 lower. But in reality, if you come here, you're probably just going to revisit down here this key spot at 533.07. Here in the weekly time frame, you can clearly see this is where you pulled back. You built out your base above this previous high. Okay, you got that going on right there at 524.61. You based above it. Okay, and then you rallied. Okay, that was that. Right here at 533.07, that should be a key spot if it is tested. All right, we already know it has, given us some reactions right here. You can see right there. That is what I'll be watching. Daily RSI, clearly does have some room to go lower. You had a bearish engulfing candlestick, guys. You sold off right here from the 0.618 fib. You had this 15-minute triple bearish divergence, if that'll load. Okay, and you literally sold off here to, the bottom of this range you got going on here. And now, guys, this range, if we're going to include all of this, $70, you definitely got potential if you're starting to break it, okay, to come right here. But 17, that would be coming all the way down here. I don't think that's going to happen, but I think we have potential for here, right there, down to here. That is that. Okay, on the upside, 547.46 and 550.12, that is your resistance. Of course, we saw sellers at the 0.618 fib. You expect sellers at the 0.618 fib, especially when you have this triple bearish divergence going on as you trickling on up there. Trickling. There you go. All right, lower highs. There you go. It was, suggested we were probably going to be getting that pullback. Did we think it was going to be that much? No, I thought it was personally going to stop at the previous top of this range. You did not. Okay, you did not, and you decided to go lower from there. A whole another, equivalent move. $7. All right, $7 down here, $8 we'll call it. Okay, $8 down here. Insane moves today, guys. Insane. If you guys do want to see how to really just catch these things over here on NQ, that is what I like to trade, NQ and MNQ. All right, NQ caught me lacking today, guys. Caught me lacking. I thought I was catching a bottom. 15-minute RSI was it was getting oversold. I think it was probably right over here, and I was like, all right, I'm done trading future for the day. Screw me. I was up like $120 maybe. I think it might have been like 170. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll catch this. I had 5 MNQs and I took profit on 2 of them, and I walked away for like maybe 30 minutes. Maybe 30 minutes. I just kept the phone in the pocket. I did not look at it. I was like, I can't do too much damage. No, it did. All right, it did. Because it it just kept going down, and I literally just looked away 20-30 minutes, boom, minus $450. And I'm like, what is that? I was like, fuck me. That's okay. That is what I get. Stupid, silly trading error. I feel like most of the errors people make as traders are probably just stupid mistakes that easily can be avoidable, but it's just, again, the stupid errors, especially when you're scalping. All right, it's pretty easy to just sit there and watch a screen and just do this, what I'll describe to you right now. Okay, you have a low here, take out this low. From that point, you're waiting for a test of that 9 EMA. 2-minute chart, you're waiting for a test of the 9 EMA. Why? Because you took out the low. Okay, you took out the low, and then you're revisiting just reversion to the mean, baby. You're just reverting to the mean. Taking out the low tells you that you are now seeing a continuation style move. All right. Markets want to continue to push lower. And then you wait for just a retest of your key moving average. So what I like to watch is the 2-minute 9 EMA. You can watch as well. It started over here at the beginning of the day. You had this sweep under these lows over here. That's a change in, structure. Okay. That's a change of behavior from the market. Take off that. You had this low, you had a higher low, and then boom, you broke it. You have that. Well, what happened? You actually retested where you had over here, and this kind of, this head and shoulders pattern right there. Point is, you retested that 2-minute 9 EMA. That is what I care about from that point on. And you took your scalp, okay? You took your first scalp. And now until things change, you should be, looking in that downward scalp direction. You're looking to short that thing. And, just on that next 2-minute candle, you could have made 40 points. That's 800 beans with one NQ. It don't got to be freaking crazy, all right? But, all you got to do is wait to see, boom, you took that. Okay, you entered right here when it's up here, and you're starting to get sketched out over here. It's getting a little close above. You got to wait to see what happens right here. You're waiting on the edge of your seat, and boom, you flush all the way back down. And now you see another sign of weakness. Okay, you flushed underneath these lows. You probably, exited there. But my point is, you got another entry. And guys, this is in the same 10-minute period. What the heck? You got another 40 freaking point move in a 2-minute candlestick. That's what I'm talking about. A lot of reactions happen off of literally right around this 2-minute 9 EMA, okay? And it happens continuously. Even when you're trading flat, continuously the reactions happen. It's all you need, all right? So it is there. If you would like to do exactly what I'm talking about right here, it's there, okay? And sometimes, keep in mind, this thing's continuously moving during the candlestick. So sometimes it's not even going to test it. You're going to do it right underneath, okay? And you're going to risk a candle close above that 2-minute EMA. But I'm just saying, sometimes it's going to happen. You're going to get pissed off about it, but you're going to get a lot. If you're sitting there watching the screen, you got time, okay? You just literally continue to wait for these tests, and you can keep getting these little shorts here, okay? And hopefully, that you make some money on that, because you are going to eventually see it stop working, and that's when I like to walk away, okay? If if you're doing decent, up a couple $100, walk away at that point. There's that, okay? But sometimes it gets you, you get that stupid, silly mistake like I talked about today, and then you get pissed off about it, and that sucks. Okay, that sucks. Regardless, I'm just pointing it out. All right, you sold off here. Maybe you entered when it started testing over here again. Maybe you didn't. Okay, but you got another retest, and there you go. It was actually a retest of these lows as well. You got that confluence going, so you took it short. Okay, and you were just risking. Maybe you had to take a minus $400 thing, all right? Maybe it would have sucked. But at the end of the day, again, you got minus 50 to 60 points. What are you talking about, all right? Within like two to 4 minutes right there. That's crazy, right? And maybe you took profits. Now you're up a lot more on the day because you started all the way out here and you already had a few scalps. All right, look at all these little, you can take profits right there. Oh, revisit it right there. Oh, you want to take it again because you took profits? There you go. Oh, revisit right there. It just keeps happening. This thing wants to keep running back, all right? But that point on, you get another one, okay? And then boom, you get a bunch of just 3 2-minute candles continuously doing that, and you get another, a good amount, maybe 50 points in there, and then boom, it takes these. Now, again, this isn't a picture-perfect scenario. It's not physically possible to get a picture-perfect scenario going intraday unless you're in a complete flow state and you really are just staring at the screen describing what I just described to you, okay? But in reality, you got to sit there and you got to wait there for, all of this takes time. Let's just look at it. I know we're looking after the fact, but this is a whole hour, guys, all right? You had to sit there and stare at a screen for a whole freaking hour, and you're like, oh, was it worth it? Yes, it was worth it, because that is what we're addicted to. It was worth it. Okay, enough talking about NQ over here. Okay, I just thought I'd throw that in there, but it took up too much time. Do you guys like throwing in little stuff like that? I don't know. Okay, I can only speak on what I do, and that's that. Okay, everything I share on this channel is just my opinion, so keep that one in mind. But yeah, guys, that was that. Okay, on QQQQ. QQQQ 460.58 is your support that you're hovering around right now, okay? But right now on NQ you're sitting down here, so 455.58, guys. If you start losing that, 449.34. That's that. We're just going to sum up these indices and we'll move on. SPY 540.30 underneath there, 536.89, big level down at 533.07, and that is that. On the upside, you have 547.46 and 550.12. You do have that bullish divergence over here on the 15-minute RSI. You did start getting above that 9 EMA there. I did think this thing probably could get, a little spicy. But again, you're down here. Okay. It looks like it could begin spicy, but then, you're just sitting down here, not all the way down there. You're like right down here on ES over there. Okay. So, you're probably going to undercut these lows tomorrow. And then you're going to have another point of divergence. So there's that. But, the spring is getting coiled. All right. It's getting loaded. It's getting tight, and it's going to bounce back. It's going to snap back at some point. Let's just wait on it. Okay. QQ has that same exact look with the bullish divergence right there on the 15-minute time frame as you're coming down to key support. You got rejected here at 460.58 resistance. Look at that. You got right above it. 460.63. Look at that. 5 points. No, not 5 points. 5 cents above it. All right, guys, above there. 467.65. I know a lot of stuff there. If you want intraday level, I'll just scope out the chart for you guys. Here you go. 462.66. You want another one? I got you again. 465.17. I would take that off. Say screw that. 464.86 above there. 467.65. All right. IWM. What are we talking about? Same exact thing. Triple bullish diverge over there on the 15-minute RSI as you come down to support, getting above that 9 EMA. Looks like it is probably going to be bouncing back. All right. But again, you come over here to RTY. How's it looking in the after hours? Not too good, all right? And I can't imagine not getting a little continuation after getting candlestick like that, all right? It's going to take some, digestion over here. And honestly, guys, now you're underneath that 9 EMA that we know has been providing support for 1, 2, 3 different bounces throughout like a 2-week period over here. And now you're breaking down. You're underneath it. Now it's going to be freaking resistance. So if you come back up here, the spot that's standing out to me is at 2236.3. If you test that, it'll be testing this 9 EMA, except this time to the downside. All right, it's going to be as resistance. And, that's a decent move up there, right there. And then if you come back and take out that low, that'll be your target. All right, if you're entering right there, you're looking for it to come back to these lows. Okay. That's a decent amount of points right there for you as well. Okay. And those are the indices, guys. VIX. I do think this thing is likely to be crushed. You are, coiling up here. Daily RSI. You got the 15-minute, not 15-minute. You got the daily triple bearish divergence. Like this looks like what we look for on the 15-minute, time frames. I'll just show you what it looks like exactly. Over here on the 15-minute RSI, over here on SPY, it looks exactly like this, guys. All right. It looks picture perfect, just like that. All right. So you compare that, what we got over here on VIX. It looks like, this thing's going to begin to crush to me, okay? I can't, say anything else about it. I was pointing it out yesterday, and some guy wanted to be like, oh, but I thought you were looking for the VIX crush. Guess what? All right, I'm going to call it like I see it. And, I said I regretted it last time. I ignored the hammer candlestick right here. Well, you had a hammer candlestick right here, and then you have SPY coming up into the 0.618 fib. You had the 15-minute bearish divergence going on. You had a recipe for that to happen, okay, for a bounce. And, I wasn't just going to put my head in the sand this time. I was going to point it out. And that was that. You ended up seeing a big move off it. I didn't think you were going to see a big move off it. But then again, I just want to see this thing bounce, like actually bounce, and I'll stop seeing the VIX rocket ship like that. But now at this point, guys, just to put it into perspective here, weekly RSI is now at the same spot it crushed from the last 2 times. Okay. We could really call it the last 3 times you got up here. Pretty much all these times you get up here and you crush from here. Okay, except for when you were actually crashing, which I don't think is the case, because if that actually becomes the case, we're going to see it gap up overnight like this where nothing is possible to do anything about it. That's why, this is kind of possible to me. Maybe you don't come back into the downtrend and crush right away. Maybe you come over here, 1674. All right, maybe you do go a little higher, 22 all the way down to like $20, 20 to 22, I'd say is on the table. It's possible. Okay. With how this is looking, it is definitely possible. But again, triple bearish divergence on the daily RSI, and the weekly RSI is now getting up to that 65 mark where it likes to crush from too. Yeah, we're gonna have multi-weeks of VIX crush. We're gonna get another one of these. We're gonna get another one of these. We're gonna get another one of these. We're gonna get another one of those, guys. Another one of those. One of those where it really crushes for a while. It hasn't been doing that, I understand, but it is going to just return back. It's gonna revert back to the mean, guys. It's gonna go back to the behavior it is known to have. That's what we're gonna be seeing. I understand this thing wants to keep freaking making new lows over here on us. I understand QQ wants to do the same. I understand Chips wants to do the same. I understand they all want to do the same. At some point, which got to be right around the corner at this freaking point in time, it's going to stop happening. We're going to see a full-on rebound, and you're going to see it go straight up for a few weeks. All right? This was a 4 to 6 week period, 8-week period. All right? We're going to revisit those times. It's right around the corner. We're in the golden pocket for a lot of these things. Now let's go over the chips now that we've gone over everything else. SMH, you're back down to 230.05 support. And what do we have? Daily RSI is coming back down. You know, it could be potentially coming all the way back down to where I visited the other day at 32.47. Okay. In between current price and 216.50 is where I think this thing will be, you know, just putting in this major bottom here, and then it will have that major rally, and we're going to see a 15 to 20% move out of SMH over here. You're at a key spot right here. I think, you know, buyers have incentive to hold it right here where it's at right now, and that is that. But, you know, I'm just going to point out we have a lot of charts here suggesting we could be seeing lower prices, and that is going to drag this thing probably down to 220, you know, and that would be that. Even the after hours, you're sitting low right now. Okay, so that's SMH. That's the index of all the semis. We got Nvidia, the big boy semi. Okay, it was looking phenomenal. All right, it was looking absolutely phenomenal. What happened? You just died. All right, you died over here, and that is what it is. 106.48 support. You've now revisited 106.48 support. Underneath there, you really have 102.54. Okay. You get the low of this candlestick right here, but underneath there, you really have nothing until 97.40. So I'm just going to say, if you start taking out 106.48, which it looks like you're coming right down to it, you're bouncing off it right now, you're probably just going to come down here to 97.40. This thing is definitely capable of having these big boy moves. Okay. As we already saw, it can have a 20-point bounce in one day right there. One day. Yes, we're all seeing the same thing. Not even on its earnings, and you saw a 20-point bounce. It is possible to see this thing freaking move. All right? 20%. We could see this thing come down here. In the same 2-day span, we could also see it come right back up here. You know, that is what's possible over here on Nvidia. Nonetheless, guys, you break down under 106.48. I have this candlestick right here. You probably are just coming down here 97.40, and that is that. That's what I have to say on that. SMCI. All right, consolidating towards the lows. You could have that, you know, another capitulation style day right around the corner. You're just doing this consolidation we've seen before. Big spillovers. That's what I'm seeing right here. Increasing volume picking up. Earnings right around the corner. Does it happen with earnings? Does it happen before earnings? Do you have a rebound off earnings? Who knows? All right. What I can tell you, increasing volume here as you're just consolidating towards the lows. I understand you're having pretty big moves here. You got this 70-point range. You start breaking down into that, you have potential for a 70-point move. 600 is on the table. But I'm also going to point out daily RSI is sitting in oversold territory right there. 4-hour RSI is going to have a triple bullish divergence if the current lows are swiped, if they're taken out. So that's really what I'm seeing over here, guys. I think downside is limited, but I do also think, hey, a big red day over here, a capitulation style day where you have your consolidation, then boom, one side gives out of that consolidation. I think it's completely on the table. Boom, you have a lot of consolidation, boom, one side gave out. All right, and you had a big move down. Okay, we've seen a lot of these before. All right, you do over here, one side gave out, you had a big move. Okay, same over here, you had the consolidation, one side gave out, you had a big move. I think it's getting to that point when it's probably going to happen right around the corner. Avgo revisiting 143.82. That is going to be a key spot. You're in a bull flag. I expect that to hold if tested down there at 143.82. Maybe you go slightly underneath, but you are in the bull flag at the end of the day, and that is a key point of structure to go off of. Here in the 4-hour time frame, you can already see we have the triple bullish divergence already. Okay. You come down here and take out the low, it's not gonna look too bad to me. Okay, you're bouncing off that golden pocket right now as you did, close right on it. I do think you're probably gonna visit down here though, with how things are looking. Okay, but Avga, honestly, this is one of the best charts I could see right now. 816 expiration, 823 expiration. I think, this thing is looking pretty good. You catch it down here, you're probably gonna get a quick move up here to 150. 156.40 above there, 166.85. But as you can see, right, this is where the sellers are right around here. So that is where, if you're buying down here, you would take some profit off. You definitely take some profit off. You just caught a 10% move. Okay. Quick reactions down here. That is probably what is right around the corner. ARM, you're down here at the 0.618 fib. Daily RSI is nearing 30 here. It's not looking the best. All right. TSM, 148.43. That is the level that really stands out to me. Okay. It does look like you're probably, heading down to 148.43 at that point. This daily RSI is probably going to be sitting down there. 4-hour RSI is going to be sitting down there as well. And yeah, guys, it's getting ready for probably just another, round of these things where you just really just go straight up. Okay, where you consolidate for a little, then you go straight up again. You consolidate, go straight up. Consolidate, go straight up. Okay, you're getting ready for that. The good times are around the corner. They are. But, I do very clearly see that, hey, this is a key spot down here. Break and retest off that level. You already could see a reaction off that level. Probably going to come down to it's like a magnet right now. MU, speaking of magnets, 98.45. That is the high of this candlestick right here. That was the previous all-time high until you started breaking above it, all right? On here, you got to pull back. You knew you were probably going to be seeing this thing break out. Remember, earnings was right there. You started your, bigger push over here off earnings, okay? Now you're revisiting where you had that initial reaction right around, revisiting the previous all-time high at 98.45. You probably do get a bullish reaction off that level, okay? For a while now, you bounce back every time you hit 35 on the RSI. Guess what? You're now down at 30, and you have the daily bullish divergence, and you're coming down to that key level. This is where it's just looking absolutely immaculate. It's kind of the only spot for buyers to step in here. It just, is kind of illogical to me for buyers not to step in here. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Just my opinion. But, you've had a straight up spill here. If you start bouncing from here, you probably are going to start revisiting right around this point right here at 113.50-ish, 15% move right there. Above there, 23% move up to, 121. 121.01 is where you broke down from. Okay, AMD, guys, it'll be known as the troll on my channel. That is just how it is. Okay, but you bounce back. I'm not going to call it not clean price action. It was clean price action. You broke down from right here. You're trying to hold on. Okay, for dear life. You spilled down to the uptrend right there, major uptrend. You found some buyers, printed a pin bar candlestick in the end. Then you started having a big move off earnings. Rejected right here from where you broke down from. You're trying to hold on for dear life over here. Like, it's really freaking clean. And then you sold off, and now you're breaking down under that uptrend. It's really clean price action. There's no denying it. Okay. But this is really what you're paying attention to. 121.50. If you break down under 121.50, this is probably going, you're probably on a bad path. If you break underneath that level, you're probably not going much lower before a big bounce. But on that big bounce, you're probably going to find a lower high and then go lower. That's what that would be suggesting to me if you break that. Okay. But, we can all see the daily RSI here. It doesn't like to stay under here. That was the bear market, and it just doesn't like to. Okay, this is going back to 2018. You still could see if it visited down here, it sprung back up pretty quickly. I'm not going to go back, but I can guarantee price did it with it. Okay, that's probably what's going to be the case, somewhere in between 121.50 and 144. Probably going to get that, major bounce here, and we're probably going to see something like that. $30-$40 bounce, 20 to 30% bounce. And those are the chips for you. Okay. Big boys. Tesla. All right. 205.60. That is the level we're paying attention to down there. Underneath 214.71. 205.60. That's what you watch. Okay. Amazon. What do we got over here, guys? A big hole, ugly freaking mess. All right. 4-hour RSI is oversold. daily RSI is going to be, probably opening around here, around where you bottom out over there. Definitely at this bottom over here, though. Probably it's going to go down to 30. All right, it's going to be down pretty bad. This is a pretty big spill you're having in the after hours. I am just saying, all right, this is where you broke out from. You can see it's a big weekly spot. This is where you already found one reaction. You're probably going to get another reaction there. Daily RSI is going to be oversold. 4-hour RSI is going to be oversold. You're at a key spot. It's the bottom of the, range you've been in for a while, and you just broke above it. Like, it's probably going to hold the bottom of the range. That's what I have to say about Amazon. That's all I have to say about Amazon. Premiums are going to be crushed. That's another thing I got to say about Amazon. Premiums crushed. Low price. Best possible price in my personal opinion. All right. And low premiums because they will be crushed because no earnings is being priced in anymore. That is a recipe for boom. You ride that move, you make good money. That's that. You could buy September calls. Earnings is all the way, out to October. You could buy the October expiration and they won't have juiced premiums for that earnings move. There is, there it is. No financial advice on this channel. It's just everything is my opinion, but that is where my thoughts are right now, and that's that. Microsoft, you're coming down here. You're at 413 support. Underneath there, you have 404.51. Okay. On the upside, we do have 430.82. Above there, 445.66. Broke down from that uptrend. You retested that. You hit it with the back test, and now you're back down in support with the daily RSI in oversold territory with the bullish divergence. It's probably going to be bouncing back. You also have the 4-hour RSI giving a bullish divergence down there as well. Okay. Who even cares if this breaks? Your daily RSI will be oversold. And as we could see, it doesn't like to stay down there often. All right. That's that. If you're a long-term investor, all you need to do is set an alert for this thing at we'll say a 34, 35 RSI. You buy there, don't dollar cost average each week. Just set it for Microsoft's daily RSI being down here underneath 35, just right around where it's at right here. Okay. Oh, you got that little bounce. Okay. There you go. You got that's a little ad right there. It's better than what the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ did. All right. I'm guessing. Okay. What happened? Oh, it revisited 35. Oh, so you get a buy. It happens to be right around the bottom. Okay. It's not the bottom, but it's right around there. And then, oh, what happens over the next 2 months? 20% gain. What happens over the next, almost year? 50% gain. You beat the NASDAQ. You beat the SPY. All right. That's what you get. Oh, it's just another one of those times, ladies and gents, and that's that. I don't know what to tell you. This is a big boy company over here. It's not going anywhere. These are the times when you want to be buying the thing. That's just my opinion. I don't know what else to tell you. All right. Yeah, 404.51 is support. If it comes down there, daily RSI should be oversold. And yeah, I do definitely think it's a buying opportunity. I think long-term investors and traders, swing traders, I think they will be rewarded. That's, again, just my opinion. Meta, all right, guys, you had a big push off of earnings, okay? Very big push right here, 10% move, all right? And, I'm just saying, I thought you were going to push up here to the high at that point. I thought, clear this zone right here, and you're pushing up the high. You couldn't clear the zone. You didn't do it. All that right here in between 523.86 and 531.49. Now, I am just saying, you faded right through the 510 level as well. And now you tested 492.39. You got a little reaction at the end of the day off that level. And I am just going to point out this thing, doesn't look too bad right now. It does not look too bad. But, all right, this is not a sign of strength with how that shaped up today. It is not a sign of strength. I repeat, this going all the way there and then returning almost all the way back down to where it came from is not a sign of strength. Okay. So let's get that right. Underneath there, 482.50 down to 475.71. That's what we're paying attention to. If we retest, you know what? I'm going to change that level right there. Lower watch is 476.30 and then 482.50 above there. Those are your supports you're watching. Okay. Of course, 492.39 is the prevalent support right now. Apple. All right. We also had earnings just like Amazon. And what happened? You did not die. All right. You did a whole lot of nothing though. IV crushed to the absolute max. I don't know. Maybe wake up some crazy thing tomorrow. Maybe this is down here. Maybe it's up here. I don't know. All right. But right now, it's not saved the market. It has not killed the market. It's done absolutely nothing. All right. I'm just saying, looking at this chart, I do have to, assume it, just me looking at it, I would assume you're probably coming down here to 210.30 and then 206.59. That is just what I would personally be looking for, unbiased. If I didn't know it was Apple and no one was recording me, that's what I would say. All right, it's probably coming down there. You're also going to be testing that 9 right there. And, this is a spot where we could just base for a little bit and then launch off of. It's one or the other. If you don't hold around here and you revisit 206.59, just looking at this weekly chart, just like I was just saying on the daily chart, I would have to assume you're probably revisiting $200 right over here, the high of this candlestick, which is 199.62. Would you imagine? That would be insane. All right, it would be insane, and Apple would definitely provide it with downward pressure on the market. Okay, but that's Apple for you. Gook, what do we got over here, Mr. Gook? Not the best look. Daily RSI definitely does have room to come all the way back down now. You rejected at the daily 9 EMA. Not the best look. All right, it is not the best look. Underneath 169.84, high of this candlestick right here. You are watching the low of this candlestick right here as support, 165.76. You're probably going to bottom around there. If you revisit that, sweep the low a little bit. Maybe you come all the way back down to here at 161.70. And there, daily RSI is definitely going to be oversold. I would look for a big boy bounce to start up. You're probably going to at least come back up here, test like 173 up here, and then up here at 178. But I'm just saying, none of these, big pushes lower, they don't have to happen, guys. The market has pulled some crazy things out of its butt recently, as we could see. What is this over here on the VIX? You want to respect my 65 level for years, all right, years, and now you want to disrespect me nonstop. You want to just not crush from here. That's fine, all right? That is fine. You're doing some crazy things over here. Market's doing some crazy things. All right. But I'm just going to say, we clearly have seen a lot of volatility. This, to me, I didn't think that was possible. All right. I thought it was going to come here, and then I thought it was going to go like that, back up and test 555.83. Did not see that as the case. Did not happen. Spoiler alert, you got a big bearish engulfing candlestick with heavy volume, and it does look like we're going lower from there. Okay. Here in the after hours, you even went a little lower. So there's that. Doesn't look good. So we clearly see the market can pull things, out of absolutely nowhere. And you can hit it with a minus $13 day on SPY and a minus, $14, $15 move over here. $18 move, $18, $19 move. Insanity. Heavy volume with that too. Things don't look too good right now. So that's that, guys. Nothing really looks too good to me. I'm just going to point that out. Thank you for sitting with me. Thank you for having the time for 38 minutes to, come just look at these charts with me. As you're finding buyers over here on the bit of corn at 63794 support. That was your breakout level over here. Found buyers here twice so far. This is the third time you printed a hammer candlestick over here this time around. And hey, above 66129, your next level is going to be 68,450. Above there, 70,167. And that is that. If you come back up here, you're probably going to take this out and come visit 73794. Coin, guys, you revisited the low over here. I do have to assume you're going to spill over and revisit 187.39. Major level down here. I will set the alert for 195, okay? Because it's probably going to happen real quick visiting down there if it starts getting down there. Mara, what happened? You started breaking down. Daily RSI has potential to come all the way, down here to 30. And if that happens, you probably come down here to 1462 support. I'll put the alert right there at 1560. So if it happens, we will know about it. And, I'll post about it on Twitter, guys. Go check out the links below. Twitter link down below. Go follow me on Twitter. I will post things at convenient times when I see them over there on Twitter. CLSK. It looks to me, guys, you are at 1503 support, but hey, it looks like you're probably going to break down under this range and revisit, the zone down here between 1263 and 1396. All right, doesn't need to be exact right there. We're just going to say like 1250 to to 14 bucks. You're probably going to revisit 14 bucks. Daily RSI is going to be at the same spot. It started bouncing back from over here. It's actually kind of at that spot. 4-hour RSI, though, would be oversold if that happens. I am just going to point out, you have this. Same looking structure you had the last time you had this movement. All right, so you had an explosion over there. What do you got over here? All right, same coiling. Can you freaking do that? Thank you so freaking much. There you go, buddy. There you go, buddy. Oh my God, guys. I need to run to Stop and Shop, do some shopping. What's up, guys? It's now 9:48 p.m. They close at 10. Oh, freaking well. What are we going to eat tonight, guys? What are we going to freaking eat tonight? I don't know. Nothing's going to be open. It's okay, guys. It is okay. I will figure something out. I just don't have things cooked right now. I have pasta. I just don't have chicken cooked. I want to go buy my protein for the day. And I don't know what that would have been in the form of. It might have been beef jerky. Because I did not eat a bunch of protein today. I kind of just I got to scarf some down. But boom, I ran out. I ran the clock. All right, I ran the clock. I waited to do it. Regardless, guys, bottom of the range here. You got a very big range here. So this is where, you know, if you are a dip buyer over here, this is where you want to be buying them. Okay. Now it is right before earnings. We saw how Mar and Coin went. I wouldn't be surprised if you spill down here at 1391, and that is going to be a major spot. I'm going to put the alert right there, 1440 something, 1447. Riot. Guys, again with these negative earnings over here going on, okay? Big spillover. What the heck is that? Holy sweet baby Jesus, Riot, you're killing me. Big spill over there. You're revisiting 915 support. I'm actually going to take that level off, all right? Yeah, what you care about it. What you know about it, what you care. I'm going to do what I want. All right. Hey, you come over here. We're going to see if you start holding over there. But, you know, let's see. What would a key level there be? 905s. If you can't hold 905, guys, 861. That's going to be the key spot. I'll set 2 alerts over here for us. That's that. All right, guys. 905 support. That is definitely going to be a level of interest. But underneath there, it is really a big level because you're probably just going to spill down here. And this is where I suspect you probably get your bottom around. That's that. As we could see, if you don't hold there, 780 inbound, but daily RSI, you start seeing that thing get down here. You have a recipe for probably a big bounce. And that's that, guys. So that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. All right. I will point out some things. Carvana, guys, start breaking up, you know. Premiums, they're back to normal. They're just doing what Carvana. I know, I understand big moves. They're probably a little pumped still, but hey, back to normal. Normal Carvana pump premiums, not earnings pump premiums. And that is that. Big doji on the day, but what I'm interested in, you popped up to a new high here. It does look like, I pointed out over here, just like I pointed out over here, pulling back to this weekly 9, consolidated around it, and then you had a next leg up. It looks like you probably are just starting that next leg up if I had to take a guess at it. But again, guys, that's just my opinion on how things are looking. You got that daily uptrend right there. Okay. Next one I got for you guys is cost. All right. Cost looks like it is. I'm just saying, we all saw what happened the market day. Cost is doing this. Nothing. That is nothing. Who cares? Okay. This thing is consolidating in this falling wedge. And I am going to point out, hey, every time you've hit this for the past, pretty long time here, 1.5 something years, hey, you've bounced back from it. Worst case scenario, you're going to see that daily RSI get to oversold territory. You're going to see a minus $30 move down to 787.08. And then, from there, you probably get a quick snap back up here to 816.87. So if you're buying right around here, that's your risk going down there. That's what I'm seeing. All right, but you are right here on that uptrend. All right, this is an uptrend that took a decent amount of time to form, and now it's been existent for 280 days. You're right, just dancing right around it. On the weekly time frame, you got a hammer candlestick. If you close the week above it, it's not going to look so bad. You are underneath the weekly 9, but it could just be like what you got going on over here, where you consolidate right around it. Some weeks you get underneath it, then you recover it the next week. It could be exactly like that. But I like what I'm seeing over here on cost. And that is that. That's what I have for you guys today. We're going to look at Nike. All right, Nike, guys, it's literally just basing out around here. We clearly can see this is where sellers are. You got resistance above 75.34. You got 77.07. Above 77.07, you have nothing until 82.22. Above there, you have nothing until 88.66. As long as you're in between, you know, this low created right over here and this level right here, 77.07, it's going to be slow moves, okay? If you get above here, that's when the fast move starts kicking. All right, you get above there, then a next fast move kicks. Okay, you have nothing in between here and here. You have nothing in between here and here, as we could say. And you know, over here, you didn't have much. You had potential to make fast moves, but you know, you started just getting oversold, and that's typically when we see bases start to form, where either they reset the oscillators, then you have another leg lower, or you start to lift off from the base, and it would look something like this from this one. Maybe like that. Okay. Break and retest. This is your base right here. That's what I got over here on Nike for you. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, our 45-minute video. I hope everybody had a lovely, you know, day today. I hope you had some smiles come your way today. Maybe you had some good laughs. We all got to laugh sometimes. We all got to smile. And, you know, it is just the, you know, at the end of the day, guys, if you're just, you know, you're moving in the right direction. And, you know, sometimes days are boring. It's just how it is. Sometimes days are bad. But a lot of times days are good. And, you know, even on those bad days, we do manage to get some smiles in there and feel some, you know, feel good. And, you know, maybe we meet some good people. Okay. And that's, you know, the little things that life is all about. And that's that. All right, guys. With that being said, I will catch you all in the next one. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to leave a like on the video so we can get these videos out to as many people as possible and expand our little corner of YouTube. And yeah, I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.